The first thing you should know about my friend Andrew is that he keeps big ideas in a big notebook and smaller ideas in a smaller notebook. And he really takes notes in a way that feels like he's paying attention, especially during important discussions. That's big notebook stuff. In his smaller notebooks, he keeps lists of things to do and buy and remember. He is exceptionally organized. The next thing you should know about Andrew is that without those notebooks, he might not remember anything ever. He remembers practically nothing past the time when it is useful for him. His brain has a superhuman capacity, he's an excellent test taker, to retain facts, figures, dates, and details, but it flushes itself of such trivialities on a regular basis. It can be frustrating because Andrew forgets the profound things I say and even the brilliant things he says, but it gives life a fresh perspective, having a friend who generates a brand new thinking box every few days.
The first thing you should know about my friend, Mrs. Filholm, is that she's a hard ass. At least she thinks she is anyway. When she tells her stories about teaching in high school, she often brings up the metaphorical shit shower she made students stand under when they said something stupid. Or her reputation with the football players as a teacher who doesn't play, whatever that means. The next thing you should know about Mrs. Filholm is that she loves open mic comedy nights. Few things give her as much satisfaction as grabbing a microphone and goofing around in front of people. Somehow, the two just don't comport.
They don't?
I don't think so.
I'm confused. What do you mean they don't comport? You know me.
Welcome to Half My Age, a weekly show in which a 25-year-old adult and a 50-year-old child help each other make sense of the world. It's a mystery. It's an enigma.
You never had me in the classroom, so maybe you don't believe that I was a hard ass?
Mm-mm.
They hated me.
And I don't know how a hard ass could possibly go and goof around like you do on the microphone.
Oh, that's just weird. What do you mean? Lots of hard asses goof around on microphones.
If you were going to compare yourself to a comedian or a celebrity who's a hard ass but also extremely funny, who would it be?
Don't know that I have an answer to that. I mean, part of being a hard ass in the classroom was being, okay, one student once, I think, used as his senior quote, a quote of mine, Mrs. Filholm's, and I don't even know that they had senior quotes, but he said he was going to do it. I had once said, and certainly don't remember saying, to his friend, and he just felt like the kid was cut down so royally, I said, how does that fit into your manifesto? So that's goofing around, right? I mean, part of being in front of the classroom and slaying those kids was slaying those kids, like telling them to get out or get up. I mean, that's all funny. It's not unlike goofing around with a microphone. I don't know.
That makes me wish that I was in your class. If going to your class was like sitting at stand-up comedy every day.
Sometimes it was. You know that I really carefully made so I'm a hard ass because I made them diagram sentences. Every single day you had to diagram 5 sentences for a warm-up. You also had to do push-ups at the beginning of class and prayer because you went to Catholic school and we did mental, physical, and spiritual warm-up every single day. That's, in my mind, a hard ass because nobody likes any part of that. That your senior year we did.
Do you know any other
20
teachers that did that? Did you have a teacher who did that?
Push-ups?
Yeah.
No.
That was just your thing. Where'd you
Theater
come up with
school.
that?
Theater school.
You did that?
Sure.
In theater?
Yeah, and that's actually very much where I learned it. Dance class, theater class, where you check in every single day with the daily habit. Back to that. Seems to be a theme in my life where you check in with your body and go, I mean, today I feel crappy doing 20 push-ups. Okay, good to know. That's where I'm coming from. Yeah, check in. I mean, I suppose theater school was like that. There were ritualistic sort of beginnings to classes, I suppose. So that was being a hard ass. But the 5 sentences that you diagrammed in my class, I worked really, really hard because I put them on PowerPoints, I guess, up on the monitor. Like I would craft sentences that weren't verbatim because they had to do certain things and, teach certain concepts at the time. But like 5 sentences would be from Talladega Nights. And I would pull song lyrics. I mean, I also like teenagers because we have the same kind of sense of humor. But I was the adult and I got to be a hard ass. Oh my God, they hated me at first. Do you not believe that?
Oh, I believe it.
Oh.
from our very first experience. I hated
Oh,
you.
right. Okay, so then is the second half of your thesis the untrue part that doesn't comport? You don't believe I'm funny and like joking around on microphone?
I just don't get it. It's a mystery. That's actually, it's the contrast, the dichotomy of the two that people need to understand about you.
It's really where the gold is.
It's the first thing and the next thing people should know about you.
Yeah, okay, I get
All right,
that.
Ruckus brought.
Okay, Ruckus Brought. Awesome. Well, welcome to the show, Andrew Bridges. It's been a while since we've actually recorded, but the viewers at home don't know that.
It has been a while. There's been a lot going on.
There really has been, but also it's going to feel like just a seamless dive into the next follow-up for our studio audience. So, want to follow up on some computers?
Yeah, what do you have? Any new computer stuff?
Do you have any new computer stuff?
I have been using, so since we last spoke, my Cush 20-hour-a-week freelancing gig has expanded. I know. Now I'm working 50 hours a week.
Dollar bill, y'all.
And I spend hours upon hours sitting at my computer all day. I've invested in a very fancy desk and a new monitor.
You have?
And they're coming later this week. Hopefully next time we record, I'll have them.
New monitor,
big boy. 27 inches. And I got a sit-stand desk. It's got a motor in it, and it's...
nice. Can you tell me where you got it from?
Yeah. This is not an endorsement, but I
haven't even seen it yet. You might not like it.
That's right. I ordered it from a company called Uplift, and I ordered it from them because they are the #1 rated standing desk on the Wirecutter.
Nicely done. Ring the bell. Well done, consumer research. That's exciting.
It is exciting. I can't wait. I'm turning this little 500, 600 square foot apartment into my office. This is going to be the headquarters. This is where we do all our stuff.
Yeah, it already is.
There's a lot of people going in and out of here.
We're going to get to that later, but we're going to have another place to record here pretty soon. 2, I think, maybe.
Wouldn't
Talk
that be
about
nice?
that coming up. Yeah. Okay. So those things are, your monitor. I am so monitor envious.
Yeah. Fortunately, they're not that expensive.
Yeah, I know. I have to have a place first. We've discussed that. Okay, I am sorry to do this. I really have been actively not saying anything about this cat. Wait, now you're moving him. He's been sitting there while you're talking about how you sit at your computer for 50 hours a week, working and freelancing, and I just am trying so hard not to ask you, is he doing that the entire time? Because he was sitting in front of you, twitching, shaking, licking the collar of his little weird suit.
He's funny. I didn't know this about cats. This is the first cat I've ever had in my life. But apparently cats are active for like 4 hours a day. The other 20, they sleep.
4 consecutive hours a day?
No, not at all.
4 hours total.
4 hours total. So most of the day, he's asleep. But then it seems to be whenever I'm on a conference call or talking to someone.
He's getting you ready to have kids.
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, because literally every time you're a mom or a dad, I mean, you're at home with, literally everything's
Once
fine.
you've got something to do, they're right in the way.
100%. That finally you have time to make that conference call or whatever, and that's exactly right. So he's preparing you for parenthood someday, but right now he's staring at me out of the shadows.
Is he?
Like a ninja. Just
he knows he's done something wrong. He's in trouble.
Oh, he just creeped under the bed. Okay. All right, that's probably all. That's his appearance, but it's stunning. Okay.
I'm trying to think of other computer things.
I have several.
I want to hear about yours. Tell me about your computer stuff.
I like having power plug in on both sides.
It's nice, isn't it?
That's a game changer for me for some funny, subtle little reason. Because I do carry this thing around. It's a laptop. It's portable. And so I'm plugging it in different places. I enjoy that. I do not hit the escape key by mistake. Inshallah, knock wood that I don't curse myself. I hit Siri all the time. Other corner.
Are you usually pressing the delete key?
No,
The plus?
That gets me into the bigger conversation about this keyboard, and this is real talk, Andrew. I am not quite sure what I'm doing. I have had to slow way down in my typing and try to observe what it is that I'm doing, because what am I doing? Maybe delete. I suppose that's right if I'm, typing a word and then I don't know what the heck I'm doing when my fingers are flying around. It hits Siri, which is just annoying, no big deal. Here's the other thing that I have never experienced on a keyboard in my life. I keep hitting the space bar when I type any letter in the bottom row of letters.
Really? I never do that. That must be something...
It's my big, fat, dumb thumbs, I suppose. But also, I've never had that happen, and it splits a word in a way that, like, spell check, autocorrect, whatever we're talking about here, doesn't correct it. You know, like often if you threw an X into the middle, it'll just go ahead and correct for you. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. It's been a weird, and and I'm not kidding. So now I am actually watching my hands on my keyboard and going, what am I doing? And I suspect, and I've been listening to a lot of our podcast boys talking about keyboards. There's been a lot of discussion. Have you been hearing this?
I have been.
Have you been paying attention?
I've got thoughts on it too.
Okay, I don't have thoughts about what I need next. I think this is kind of revolutionary for me to go, I don't like this keyboard. Oh, I don't like having to get a keyboard and plug it in and use a hub. But that's interesting to me. I am still under the impression that my brain will learn this and I can get better at typing on this machine, but it is weird to me, and I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I'm inserting a lot of spaces into things.
That's weird. I thought that you would get more and more used to the keyboard, and by now that would have stopped happening.
I am actually stunned. Like, why?
You're still discovering new issues with this keyboard.
It feels like I'm creating new issues. I'm not kidding. I don't remember the spacebar thing happening at first, but maybe I know I'm a little bit disappointed in myself for not adapting sooner. But one of the problems is I really have had at my office job, I have had to be switching back and forth between my older.
You've got a lot of keyboards in your life, and they're all different shapes.
Boy, that's funny because now I am so used to this big daddy.
Oh, the trackpad?
Trackpad, and I go back to that one, and it's like, why won't it? It works different. Anyway, so that's part of it, I guess, is that, I've got a lot, and that's because of reasons, and I've got to sort that out soon. It's a process. I remember that when I first got that machine. I remember having my old Dell open at the same time for a little bit of time anyway. So that's funny. I don't think I like the keyboard. You do have thoughts on keyboards? Do you have good thoughts on keyboards and what I should do about that?
Kind of.
All right, bring it. Lay it on me, string bean.
Working like I do, I have terrible posture, and when I'm typing on the keyboard, I develop a nice hunch, just like most people do. So in order to make myself not hurt after sitting in front of my computer for 10 hours, I've started putting my computer on this shoebox, which is right in front of you. And when the computer's on the shoebox, I can't reach the damn keyboard. So I've got to use this little Bluetooth keyboard, and it actually works quite nicely. It's just a little simple.
You're putting it up there to raise the screen height. So the screen height is I see. You're not looking down. Got it. But then you I see. You're raising your monitor and you're hooking. Okay.
Yep. So now I've got a Bluetooth keyboard, and I've got a Apple Magic Mouse. So I'm not using my laptop as a laptop anymore.
But you don't have to plug in because, of course, it's Bluetooth. What was I thinking?
That's right.
Do you like that?
I love this keyboard. I would strongly recommend it. I've had it for a long time.
Hold it up again. That's the brand. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's just a Logitech keyboard. I'll have to look up the part number.
Hey, do you think there's a difference about the fact that the keys are round versus square?
I was anxious about it, but this is another Wirecutter pick, so I always feel pretty good when I.
No, I know. I'm thinking that it's more ergonomically for my fingers. The round. I think I'm hitting corners here.
Could be.
Okay, I'm gonna get that.
The thing you should know when you get one of these is it totally takes the touch bar out of play, so you're back to a physical keyboard that doesn't change, and you can't hit Siri because Siri's not there.
Oh.
So it's kind of pluses and minuses. So
the touch bar, does the touch bar still function?
It does still function.
Like I could reach up onto my thing and do it. Okay, because I want to tell you something. You want to hear a touch bar thing?
Yeah, tell me.
I want to know about that keyboard. I think I should try it. They're not expensive, are they?
No, I think it was like less than $40.
Yeah, I was even going to say around 20. But we'll see. I do have to start my budget. Seriously, I can't keep. And there's a story about that in here too. Anyway, no, I do. I have a. This is the trackpad. The thing at the top is called the touch bar. I keep interchanging them incorrectly. That's the touch bar.
Touch bar at the top, trackpad at the bottom.
New touch bar situation. One place, I sent you a picture of it, and you were as excited as I was, I believe. One place that the touch bar looks really cool and works kind of nicely is in Keynote.
Yeah.
I had a presentation on Wednesday night, and now I got to tell you, that was a little comfort because it's very cool. What it does, the touch bar displays your slides in order, and you can zoom back and forth through them. It is super cool. I mean, I guess it's what if you do in presenter mode, it does on the screen, actually. It's literally just that. It seemed cool. Also, you know what's cool, to tell you the truth?
So wait a second. You're telling me that each button on the touch bar does what?
The touch bar becomes a panel of your slides
Oh, that's so cool.
in the keynote presentation, so I can slide between them. And I mean, most importantly for a presenter, you're looking at what's ahead, and you
Right.
That's the biggest thing to me. And I think you can even have some. Maybe it can display your notes after each slide. So again, like I just said, it's really just putting it in presenter view. Your screen gives you that anyway. But I think part of what was charming about it to me is that there's something
Something about seeing your slides in little
tiny little kind of high resolution. Yeah, because there's something pretty about the touch bar. Like it kind of, doesn't it always look sort of extra? It's very, the colors are really bright. It seems like high resolution. Yeah, you're right. That was it. It was more like charming. Like, oh, look at my little slides there moving along. You're right. It wasn't really that helpful. And then I realized it's actually ultimately not helpful to me. And this will be the case until I decide to present from a laptop, an iPad, or a phone. I'm not looking at my screen. I am definitely not looking at my computer.
I've seen you Opposite. I've seen you present before, and you're mobile. You're always
I want to be mobile,
and you're gesturing.
Yeah. That was such a good presentation. I felt really good, and I had really good response. And parents left that time. There are always the couple of parents who come up after and talk to me with tears in their eyes and have serious follow-up questions. But that night, more than ever, which seems appropriate because I have been working it out on the open mic stages even harder than usual, most everybody came up like with such joyful, like, thank you so much for helping us laugh about this. And that was a part of my deal. So that was great. And I sold more books than usual too.
If you don't mind saying, for operational security reasons, where did you present?
At a school in Denver.
At a school?
Yep.
And
I mean, anybody can look this up on my website and see my schedule, but I guess
how many people showed up?
About 70.
70. Wow.
On a Wednesday
A lot of people. How does that compare with your other presentations?
They've lately been, I mean, I can pretty much count on over 50 even at a school like that. I mean, even at a school where, it's PTSA, everybody's busy, but 50 to 70, that's been about normal lately when I go to a school. I haven't done anything besides a school for a long time. So that seems great.
They put you in an auditorium. What's that
was that was at Denver School of the Arts, and so I was in a nice concert hall. And with raised seating and all of that. Now, on the other hand, as always happens, I mean, it's just part of the world. It is so typical to walk into any place, not just in education, and hear, "Oh, sorry, our AV guy isn't here. We didn't know you were going to be here." And that's what happened. It was kind of like, "Oh, we were about to lock the doors," and then the people in charge were like, "No, we have had this booked," and whatever. So a nice guy came and helped me hook up. Anyway, it was as usual. Not as usual. This often happens. You have to be prepared for it to happen. I did not have the AV that I requested. I did not have the AV that I was promised. And so I had to wing it. And I'm also so much less stressed about that than I used to be.
So you had slides.
I had slides, and I mean, at first we walked in and there was nothing, like barely lights on. They got a guy to come, and he said, "Yes, I can hook up your slideshow." And I said I would prefer it with sound. So I had sound on a kind of crappy speaker, and I had an AV cart, like a school AV cart, on stage with me.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a place where there was a light board, and there, we should have been able to just run it there off of either my computer back there or my slideshow cooker somewhere back there. And so I didn't really have full lights. I did not have sound. I didn't have a mic, and that,
Wow.
You
didn't have anything.
I didn't. We had a speaker on stage for my 2-minute slideshow video at the beginning. And then I had my slides, and it was actually a beautiful, like giant screen. So it was cool. The slides were very effective. But yeah, and I didn't have the full range of the stage like I had thought because I had this AV cart sitting there with a slide projector and my laptop and, all of the air blowing. Yeah. So I had to adjust, but it was fine. I mean, truly, it was in a concert hall. So that's the other thing is that without a mic, it was fine, even though it was big. I mean, it's great. It's got good acoustics and I'm trained, but it's harder on my voice. I mean, it's definitely harder work on me to not have a microphone. But here's the other thing. Because all of that happened, I kind of in a panic texted you that very day, thinking I was quite prepared for anything and went, "Oh my God, new computer.
New computer.
I'm moving into Dongle Town." What was it that I didn't have?
So on your old computer, I think you had a Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Thunderbolt.
I always call it Lightning adapter. Is that different?
I think Lightning is the one on the iPhone, but I'm not sure.
Oh, probably.
So you had the old version of the Thunderbolt connector.
It's a weather situation either way.
It's what?
It's either thunder or lightning.
That's right. totally.
Yeah.
It's weather.
Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah, weather. Yeah.
And your new computer does have Thunderbolt, but it's the new version of the connector. It's USB-C.
USB-C.
So what you needed was a USB-C to VGA, USB-C to HDMI, USB-C to all the different kind of connectors that you might use to connect to a projector.
Everything I have was fine, except I needed that one, which was USB-C to, do you remember?
VGA.
VGA. And you recommended, yes, go to Best Buy, so I did. And here's where it kind of got funny. Both the guy at Best Buy and the tech guy at the school who helped me hook up, because I sure did need that exact dongle. It's exactly what I needed that night and shouldn't have had to. That was a place where I thought I could even just hand him a flash drive, really, and boom, full AV. And it didn't get to the right people, and it all ended up being just fine. But I actually needed that actual dongle to have what I wanted. Both the Best Buy guy and the guy at the school, I said to them, I'm moving into Dongle Town. And they just, in a kind of funny, sort of loving way, I'm not sure that they were really Mac guys, but kind of, oh, Apple, thanks a lot. Your sleek little piece of machinery. Now you got to buy all these dongles. It was like I felt known, I guess, understood, supported. What's that?
They get you.
They get me. They feel sorry for me.
You share a common struggle.
Guess how much that cost?
I don't know, $30.
70 American
70
dollars.
For that dongle.
Yes, sir.
That is insane.
So I had to sell 7 books that night to pay for my dongle. Because I'm now selling them for $10. Do you understand that? Amazon has cut down my price. I can't sell it for more than that at a bookstore, and so I can no longer do it in good faith to my audience. Sold too many books.
You sold too many books?
I bought too many books myself for bookstores and otherwise, so Amazon, their little algorithm cut me down from 15 to 10.
Funny.
Yeah. It's a true story.
What a peculiar thing.
It's always on permanent special now at $9.99 or whatever it is. And the bookstores cannot, they own that. Kindle Direct Publishing owns that price point. I get paid the same no matter what the book sells for when they sell a book.
Sure.
Yeah, anyway. So the dongle saved my presentation, but I sure am in Dongle Town. And actually before that, what had happened
was?
The hub I was in practicing with my slide clicker, so that I had to have in my hub too, and that worked great. My old slide clicker, I had talked to you about how bummed I was having to buy a new slide clicker, and then I found myself in the position of I just need one for tomorrow.
Right.
And so I bought one for $12, deliver same day Amazon Prime.
Oh my goodness.
I just needed a slide clicker.
It's amazing how Amazon is both the bane of your existence as an author and your savior as a presenter.
I'm just going to be thankful all the way around for Amazon. I know, right, exactly right.
They own you.
They own me. There's no doubt about it. I know when I'm being handled. But my old slide clicker, I took out the little plug-in.
Yep, the little nub.
Yep, and put it in my hub, and it kind of broke inside it.
Uh-oh.
I think my hub is so tight. It is hard. I know. It's hard to get things. That's what she said. It's hard to get things in my little hub. That sounds a little bit crazy. It does.
I know what you mean. Mine's the same way.
Okay, that doesn't sound crazy.
It's got a very firm lockup.
Very firm lockup and difficult. So I think I probably...
Especially when you're working with those little things, you don't have any leverage on them.
And that little button from the slide presenter, I mean, it's made, the inside, it's like film. It's like you can see its little papery insides. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I broke one in there.
But you were able to get it out? You didn't need pliers?
It came out. It totally came out. I'm pretty sure there's debris in there, and I'm trying to remember which one is probably damaged, but there's several on my hub.
Oh my goodness, you all. I didn't see the last thing you slacked to me yesterday at 1:16 a.m.
Oh, wait. Oh, I can't wait. I mean, that's funny.
You keep saying to me you want to talk about Slack as a topic.
I do.
What do you have just right off the bat?
How are you liking it? Is it keeping us better organized? Is stuff coming to you in a way that is preferable to you? Is it helping? I'm not convinced. I kind of like it because Right now, this is literally the only thing I'm using Slack for. I have used it for other things in the past, and I have enjoyed the channels and being able to. But there is something about it, just knowing stuff about this show goes directly to Andrew in a way that won't. I assume you have those alerts turned on in a way that makes sense to you, so it's not going to bother your girlfriend if you're at dinner that I'm sending you some bullshit thing.
Right. I like being able to schedule the alerts, and you can have different preferences for your computer and your phone.
Oh, interesting.
Right now, Slack feels like a little bit of overkill because it's just you and me in here.
Is it solving anything?
So here's one problem of mine that it did solve. I didn't expect it to solve it when I started, but I'm in some crazy email threads right now with 12 people and everyone who's like, see my comments in bold, see my comments in red, bold, see my comments underlined red and in bold. And that doesn't work very well in Gmail because Gmail is always trying to show you just the new stuff.
Oh, good golly. It's frustrating, isn't it?
And I just love the simplicity that this is a channel and the newest stuff is always at the bottom. There's
that's right.
No way you can ever get mixed up about timeline because it strictly enforces chronological order.
I actually have a question for you. The reason I want to talk about Slack as a main topic is because I think how we collaborate, I mean, not you and me, how one collaborates and how we keep things organized is a big main topic for many shows, probably, and part of our really deal.
I think it's interesting that you want to talk about organization specifically after you introduced me as a person with two sizes of notebook that I use.
That's why I want to talk about organization with you. That's literally what you're here for. But also, looking at, I don't know that I love Slack. I don't know that it solves that problem. For now, it does kind of the opposite, like I'm saying, of what it should do, which is allow you to juggle.
Place.
What's that?
It's an extra place.
It's an extra place, and it's a specific place. It feels like then other stuff that we send each other in terms of, I don't know, plans or friends or other questions in life stays out of here. This is all show stuff.
Right.
Anyway, I think that's a carry on. Slack so far so good. Nice.
There's something in particular I love about Slack.
I don't know about that, what you just did.
So if you type the slash, the one that's underneath the question mark, is that a backslash or a forward slash?
Oh.
It doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't, but that's funny. Isn't that funny? Wait. It's a forward slash.
So if you type forward slash Giphy, Giphy, space, and then a word, it's going to present you with a random GIF, graphic.
I know. See, I know it's hard.
It's going to present you with a random GIF related to that word.
It is?
Yes.
You just sent me, it's lit, fam. And it's a guy emulating himself, I guess, and running around. Guy on fire. That's pretty good. One of the benefits of Slack that has been sold to me all along is that it integrates very well with other things. Yep. So I did integrate it with my Dropbox so that I could send you sweet, sweet comedy bits, but that could be helpful along the way. I could see just sharing Dropbox. I don't really know how it solves email versus text, but it seems to make sense for us in a little bit.
The use case that I see this being really valuable is in the likely event that we have someone else editing this podcast.
Yeah.
We'll throw them in here.
Yeah.
And then they don't have a conversation with you and a conversation with me.
Right.
They post something in a channel.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Everyone can input.
It can grow along with all of us.
I like Slack because when I was at my old job, there were a lot of people around there with a lot of funny personalities, and it can get really goofy really quickly.
On Slack? In a fun way?
In a fun way. I think Slack is probably the leading cause of time theft in corporate America right now.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's great.
See, so I have like different group apps for things like my divorce club.
Sure.
We're club now. Where it becomes that, but it's not a high functioning application. So it really is just, it all gets in the mix, but it totally becomes so funny. Oh, I love that. Okay, well, maybe look, I see that I didn't really do a very good job with the GIF that I sent you, but
you've got to push the send button now.
What do you mean? Oh, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, I'm going to get rid of it because it was dumb.
Oh, then
great.
Shuffle and send me
I should have shuffled. I'm over it. I'm now going to tell you about something else. Hold on for just a minute. I'm going to grab my phone. Okay, so speaking of talking and online to people and knowing what that's all about, last night I sent you pretty late, as you said, I sent you in our topics, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to give you some background information here. I am in no way ready to start dating. That is clear until further notice. However, in my divorce class that I took a 10-week course and it was great. And at the very end, it turned into the glad weeks instead of the sad weeks. And we started talking about what does that look like? And there are people in that course who are further along in the process, divorced for a year or two and just going through this grieving process now. So they're ready to go online and date. And two women in particular in my class are older than I am. And it has been sort of lovely to watch them go from, what now? No way will I date at all? And to, wait, now what's the deal with this online dating? Because we've all been convinced that this is the zeitgeist. We got to do it. And so we had a lot of talk and like really seriously, like lovely, hopeful talk about, okay, well, we're going to take each other's headshots. You know, I know a friend who does hair and makeup. Let's do it. Let's have a girls' day out because it's very important. And the younger people and the more experienced people are talking to us in our final class about best practices. Yes, here's how you stay safe. I mean, really about all of it, being back on the market. One of these women has been married for, I think, 37 years.
Wow.
I know. And she's lovely. She's beautiful. She's going to pull. So we're like talking about this and getting into that kind of like it becomes giddy and funny, but like hopeful, like let's do hair and makeup and we're going to go take pretty pictures. And it's very important to create your brand on these sites. Okay. So then I was doing a little bit of research about that over the weekend for myself, but truly more for these friends. And I saw in an article online.
You're a friend of mine.
Well, I know. I mean, that's not, that sounds a little bit, but it's actually, anyway. I saw an article. I was really looking up like best practices. What is this about? Best practices for like, what should your headshot look like? Do you know what I mean? Golly, it seems like, okay, building the personal brand. There's all of this out there. And so I read an article about like, it was from January of 2019, recommending like top 10 dating websites. And one of them was this one called, should I call them out?
Call them out.
Lumen, Lumen. It's for a dating app for over 50s, connect with genuine like-minded singles. It was recommended in an article by Marie Claire magazine online from this January of this very year. It's a contemporary article. And I went, okay, that sounds interesting. I am going to go check it out.
Can I read a little bit from their website?
Please do.
Mature dating has become a euphemism for dry and boring. But once you get to a certain age, generic dating apps aren't fun places to date either, which is where we come in. Welcome to Lumen, the dating app designed just for you. That's how they brand themselves.
I would like to call BS because here's what happened. I went on there, again, I really, really don't know this. I don't think I've ever actually seen an online, like I don't think I've seen a screenshot of Tinder in my life or any of them. I really don't. Yeah, I really don't. You know, it's always kind of freaked me out. I'm going to message you here. Okay.
Before we get too far, I should ask
sir.
you, did you download this? Do you have it on your phone?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you all about this. Okay. Do I have it on my phone? No. Did I have it on my phone? Yes. Are you ready to hear a story?
Yeah.
Downloaded it because I wanted to know more. And I thought, okay. And I thought there might be some way, I understand then that sounds like stalkery, but I thought there might be some way to kind of check it out, go in anonymously, look around. No, you have to create your own profile. Well, I'm a writer, Andrew, and branding expert. So I was pretty, like, I know how to do this very quickly because a lot of the women in our class.
Some pros, some good boilerplate about yourself.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you've got that handy.
I've done the focus groups. I know my brand. But no, really, the women, I cannot express to you enough. This is the point of the story, is how much the women who are like our mentors are saying, take the time to do that. Like, don't just blow it off. Don't just send a dumb selfie. Take the time to build your profile picture and stuff, because especially when you join these sites, you're going to get the most hits. You know, you're just new meat. So make sure it's good. And all of the reasons why, from a woman's point of view, I am not interested in a man who doesn't take the time to blah, 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 take a nice picture. Okay. Can't express to you how much we have talked about the import and the care we will take to brand ourselves. Well, I couldn't just sign up without making a thing. So I did it, and I was pretty careful but pretty quick about what would I be saying I'm looking for. Because that's one of the things you have to look for. And that just, I'm not, I don't. Okay, so I just did it real quick. Okay, got myself enough to get into it so that then I could just look at, and I'm expecting I'm going to see, like, I guess, both men and women. I don't know. I don't know what I'm expecting, but it wasn't what I got. Of course, I'm just going to now start getting gentlemen who are recommended for me.
Sure.
I am now going to send you This is an uncurated list.
Are you texting these to me? Where are these
I
coming?
think I'm going to put them on Slack is what I think I'm doing.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure.
So I want to know a couple things about this app.
Yes, please.
You there? Is it like a swipey app? Is it swipe to the right for yes, left to the left for no?
I think so, but I'm not like super sure because I can't. Okay, the long story short here. This first guy's the best one. It was so bad and so distasteful, and I have a curated list, an uncurated list. I just took screenshots of the first however many guys, and then I deleted the whole thing altogether. But it appeared to be a thing. Yes, there was some swiping involved, like to make that go away. But I think there was a thing you could fave. You could do this. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, does that answer that question?
He's into God, family, get-togethers, grilling, listening to music, grilling, traveling, Denver Broncos, and camping.
Hey, that guy, not so bad. I wish I could send these to you faster. Is there a way to?
I like his gold chain.
That guy is actually the best of the bunch, and that's not offensive. So I was like, all right. Wait, how? I wish I could send these to you faster, like in a batch. Text is faster for that, isn't it?
Yeah, send it to me however makes sense.
Okay, so I know I wanted to time this, though, because I want to see your actual responses. Okay, so there, I think I've sent you 2. Did you get a second one?
Not yet.
In Slack? Okay, I'm going to send all of these.
No, but I have a question. I'm looking at their website, and I'm flipping through.
Yep.
And I'm looking at some of these people, and I'm like, they are not 50. If they are, they're just very, very recently 50.
In particular, the women on that ad site part of it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I thought the same thing. And I really did think, well, good golly, I'm not going to be able to play along very well because I look not like that. Pardon me?
I said, do they check your birthday on this?
Nope. They asked me my birthday. So that's the thing. That's part of it. But also, okay. But then a lot of them look plenty 50 in real life. In IRL, it's real different. Okay, now this is going to do a funny thing. It's going to send you an iCloud link because I tried to send you several photos. That has never happened to me before.
I see Philip.
You do. Was that the second guy?
He is. He's honest, intelligent, and caring.
He's honest, intelligent, and caring. And how do you see the care he has taken into his headshot there? Do you see the care he has put into? Are you kidding me? That's a terrible picture. However, that's only the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, yeah?
I'm still at this point not like offended. I'm like, wow, we were just talking about like putting false eyelashes on to take our headshots. These gentlemen don't seem to be quite so interested. Look at your texts.
This is such an uphill battle. I don't know how many of these people are have any kind of social media presence at all.
I mean,
and if it is, they're all coming to it late in the game. They're not doing the same things their kids are doing. They don't know how to put together a compelling dating profile.
No, if you have one lady friend, I don't know how to do this. I literally don't know how these work. Are you checking your texts? I sent them to you on text. It gets so good, Andrew. I don't know how to do it either. That's one of the things that all of my women friends are saying about this is if you have one lady friend, if you have one friend, you consult somebody. I've had men ask me, can you help me write my profile? I have done.
Oh, wow. There's
okay.
a whole album here.
I know, sorry. I just took screenshots. What I did is I started getting these and I called my friend, one of the... Okay, can we now talk? Right, man. Who are you on?
Simpatico.
Okay, simpatico. He's so nice in Spanish, and also look at him. That's a really flattering shot, right? Go nice.
Next. My Spanish is rough, but he's nice.
He's nice.
He's friendly, and he's reserved when the moment requires
That's right. Reserved when the moment requires it. Please swipe again.
Bruce, I am looking for women.
He's doing a yoga pose, looking for women. I hate him. In his socks. He's doing yoga on a rock in the mountains in his socks. They're probably freaking yoga socks, which I hate even more. All right, next.
I'm looking at Bill now.
Okay, Bill with one L. We like that. Is that Love Technology Nerd?
Who's Bill? Has two L's.
Oh, wait. this is Bill with 2 L's.
Love Technology, ... nerd. Love movies, music, and chocolate.
Again, could you dig the quality of the photo? Do you know what I mean? Like we women are going, what's in the background? He might notice, should I put something sexy in the background or something that makes me look, educated and interesting? This guy has some headphones there and a corner picture. This is every single one of these guys so far has just taken a selfie from a bad angle. All right, swipe.
I like football, basketball, love to travel, eat different food.
They don't know how to use commas.
No.
Across the board, a comma is weirdly absent. Many of these men, no commas. I don't get it. It matters. I'm going to show you one where it really changes. I don't want you to read the whole thing because that guy might, be listening. Can you imagine? This is what I'm getting.
Tell me where you want me to go. Who should I be looking at right now?
All of them. Just keep going. We're going one by one. The next one, do you see that person?
We're looking at Bob. My friends would say I was fun.
Don't say it anymore, OPSEC, because I know that person in real life. That's all I'm going to say. Go right.
Bob?
Yeah. Shh.
You know Bob?
I do.
Hi, Bob.
I know. Next guy. No. Look at that picture and that mustache. Oh, no. Okay, next guy.
We've got to give something more than just next guy. Look at that mustache. Oh, no.
We do? All right. Yeah. Let me describe the horror. Not Bob, because I know him in real life. Which is also a thing I hadn't even considered, that of course I'm going to meet people I know in real life. Oh, dear goodness, I hadn't thought. Okay, this guy, what's his name? I can't see the names.
Bill, 1L.
That's Bill with 1L. He's wearing sunglasses. He looks like Duck Dynasty, right? He looks like without the beard. He looks like he shaved off the beard only.
He's got the mutton chops that connect to the mustache.
Kind of, but it's more like stubble of mutton chops and a giant mustache. He is an avid reader and artist who loves working with his hands. I like all of those things, and he's brutally honest. I also like that. But that photo, though.
I think it's fun. Not only is the photo bad, but that last sentence, my friends will tell you that I'm brutally honest. No, they'll tell you that he's a dick. That's what they'll say.
That's what that means. I even understand that code, and I'm new to this. All right. Next guy is Richard, operations manager. Look at that. I always 56. Love it when they do this, the wave. He's doing like the wave up at smiley face.
I don't know if
selfie.
Judging by the expression on this man's face, I don't know if that's the wave or if that's the get that camera out of my face.
Stop. You're right. Oh, the smiling. Paparazzi. Yeah, weird. Okay, that one. But the same guy comes up now 2 more times. This is Richard. He's showing us the facets of his personality. Look at the next
writer.
One. I know. Published writer. Clearly. We have a lot in common.
Former musician.
That's another handsome photo, isn't it? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, he's trying to give us his best, but
he's mean mugging is what he's doing.
He's mean mugging. That's straight up. Correct. Look at the next one.
He's seeking a youthful cutie who works out, drinks socially, but does not smoke 420 or do drugs.
So saying does not smoke 420 is kind of like my mom. Like that makes you feel. It feels a little bit old, right? It feels a little bit.
He doesn't quite understand how
marijuana cigarettes.
He doesn't understand what the parts of speech are.
Or the lingo. Right. But also now explain to the viewers where he's standing.
Yeah, this is your class. I think this guy's actually trying harder than the others because the bathroom selfie is a much practiced.
I know.
It's a thing. It's a trope.
And when
he's in a public bathroom,
he's in a men's room.
Hand dryer in the back. You can see the soap dispenser on the left.
Men's room. And women are grossed out by this. And he's got his headphones in.
And he's kind of got that little happy look, like, hey,
I just took a nice shit.
I just pooped.
I just
and now
pooped.
I'm taking a picture.
He really does. Look at closer. Okay, Andrew. Women do not like bathroom selfies,
this is
especially
my new favorite
public.
segment.
I know. I mean, it's the comedy is right in itself.
You need to re-download this app.
Do you have the next gentleman whose photo is in the wrong?
That's right.
Orientation.
Rotated.
He's
90
sideways.
Degrees,
counterclockwise.
And he is an old-fashioned Ivy League educated gentleman who has a PhD in cultural anthropology and has lived all over the world.
But he can't figure out the orientation of his selfie. Also a bathroom selfie.
I don't think he's struggling with that. I think it's whimsical. I think he loves it.
I think you would be surprised
that these people aren't just clueless. They're actually putting something out there.
Are you kidding me right now?
No, I think there's nobody who's he is a PhD.
He is over 50.
Maybe he's a little.
I know. Absent-minded professor. But also, this is the thing. Okay, you think that's whimsical. P.S. Gentlemen out there in the world, whimsical's fine if I get it. I mean, it's great. But also, again, bathroom selfie. It's got to stop. It's got to stop.
That's not just men over 50. That's everyone. That needs to start in primary school. We need to tell the young men and women in primary school.
But the ones I'm saying on dating apps are the ones. Okay, keep going. Do you have Mancell?
Mancell, he's a warhorse manager.
What do you think that real word was? Because I know what it was.
Warehouse.
Correct,
warehouse
sir.
Manager.
He's a warhorse.
Do you know who he is? He's Darren from The Office.
Yes,
That's exactly who he is.
I know it.
Now that I know Darren's a warhorse manager, he came to Comedy Works this year.
Yeah, I remember that. Isn't that crazy? Okay, next. No.
Andre looks a little bit like the Giant.
Uh-huh. But can I read this one? Mm-hmm. Better to know me by way of actually having a face-to-face conversation or communication through the verbal way. Please talk to me with your mouth words. What even was that run through Google Translate, or is he a cyborg? No comments. Okay, next. No. No.
I like John. He's a retired postal service worker, and he's got, it looks like, not a Bloody Mary, but like a Michelada. Mm-hmm. You know those? Mm-hmm. And he's in the hot tub or something because he's shirtless. And he looks a little bit like Jeff Bridges after a month-long bender.
Yep. Okay, look, can you see the fingernail?
The fingernail. Ooh. Oh, man. And he's got lady fingernails. They're grown out.
But not pretty lady. Dude, good. I think that's him in the next one.
He's actually got an earring that's kind of falling out of his ear.
Does he? It might be light in the background. I think that's like the moon. Because he's in his own sexy hot tub. Oh God.
It looks like he's got like a nice, some nice pottery behind his head. Can you see that giant?
Yeah, I wondered about that. But it's probably just like a hose container that's made out of plastic from Home Depot. I don't care. Then it's the same guy in the next picture, but I want to tell you, look again with the commas, gentlemen. A woman, he's looking for a woman who loves sports for dating and long-term relationship. I think he means a woman who loves sports, and then he's like, either way. Also I could do dating or I could do long-term. I, at this point, went, ugh, and that's when I literally deleted the app. I can't take it anymore.
Oh my goodness, you can't take it anymore?
Nope.
That's funny. That is really funny. So you embarked on a mission. You're gonna do a favor to all of your friends in divorce class. For all of your friends in divorce class, you're gonna go out and you're gonna see what it's like, the dating scene at 50. Mm-hmm. And you found the app and you flipped through it and you didn't like what you saw. What would this look like if you had designed it? Or where do you find at 50 the people that you'd like to date?
I don't know.
It's a mystery.
Well, I don't think it is, because I'm pretty sure that there are some apps that are better. Like, and my young friends, like. A young woman friend that I hang out with a lot, she has been saying, like, no, Filholm, she's encouraging me. And she's sending me things like Bumble is good, Hinge is good, Tinder is gross. So there are there are some best practices.
Hinge? I know all of these apps have their own unique thing.
Yeah,
Bumble is special because the woman talks first.
Is that right?
Lumen is special because it's for over 50s. Tinder was like the vanguard. They pioneered this space, right. So they don't have their own special thing.
I like that you're giving me the lowdown on each of these. Could you continue with that research?
I've never heard of Hinge. What's
Look it up.
Special
I
thing?
don't know, but everybody seems to like it. We have a successful OkCupid.
It's the relationship app.
Yeah. See, and I don't...
Designed to be deleted. You're only going to need it for a little while. Hinge.
Is that what it says?
Yep, designed to be deleted.
That's a good motto. That's a good little advertising thing. Okay. So what my answer to your question is, I don't think that this is actually typical, what I just showed you, because I know other people who are my age and who are out there doing this. And like, I know a couple of women through the divorce club who, again, ahead of me, there are mentors, doing things like, as a project, going on 20 dates. And I mean, coffee, really like very short dates, but just to take data collection. This young woman I know is doing this, and I love this project so much. She's amazing. What's that?
A lot of science happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And she comes home and and it's all part of her experiment of like, what do I even like? I mean, that's kind of where I don't even know what I like to eat. Gosh darn, I don't know what I like in another person. Andrew, I am actually so far away from it, because the thought of even going on here and like playing that whole game, I don't care. I can win that game, right? I'm good at branding, whatever. But I think there are better apps that have actual not crazy people who do care about their pictures, and some men do, and it's fine. I think you probably have to pay a little bit for the app. I think that you do get better. That's my understanding, is you get better results and better quality when you pay for the apps. The actual thought of having to go on a date with a stranger and getting to know it's not interesting to me. I am feeling a little bit like Nobody's Saturday Night. I'm feeling a little bit lonely. There's been something lately of just like, I wish I had, somebody to go out and play with me and dig me, and I don't know. I'm kind of missing that. But I think about, how you do that is you go on 20 dates. And you just treat it like intel. I mean, that's super cool. You collect the data and you figure out what I like and what I don't like and what are my boundaries. Ick. That's so gross to me right now. I bet that will change. I mean, I am absolutely filling that part of my time right now going and doing stand-up. I mean, I'm not kidding. That's my deal.
So
I don't want to date anybody.
If we're building your dating profile, does stand-up appear in your dating profile?
Yes.
Is that an ideal first date?
To go to a comedy club? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Ideal first date? I just told you, I don't want to go on a date with anybody I don't know. That sounds... Isn't that weird? And then I realized, like, that's insane. I don't... I'm nobody's...
How you meet people is by not knowing them and then knowing them.
Exactly.
That's exactly how it works.
That's it. I'm like, don't I already know enough people? Yeah, I guess I'm feeling like that. Don't I know enough people? Do I really have to get to know somebody? That's a funny question, right? I'm not even kidding. I don't know what that would best... I don't know, and I also understand that you don't have to be that specific. I don't know. I don't know what the best... I cannot imagine. I'm not kidding. Isn't that funny? I'll bet you within
I'm so glad you're in this position and not me.
Right. And within a short time, I bet that this will not be the way I feel, because I have noticed that lately, that a lot of things I've said, like never again, I suddenly go, oh, that'd be fun. Anyway, I just think that's a fun little part of the zeitgeist. And tonight I'm doing a funny thing in the comedy world. As you know, I am going to do crowd work because it's a special night.
Where is the special night?
Irish Rover Pub on Broadway.
Are you taking a notebook? I mean, because you've got to have your eye on that audience before you get up there, because you are not allowed to use any of your prepared material.
Nobody can bring prepared material, but as you know, because I sent you a picture of it, I've been doing research on that and best practices, and of course that's never true. You always have your prepared material. But yeah, nobody can do it. Everybody gets 4 minutes is what it says on the announcement.
That's more than usual, right?
Yeah. They'll
generally you get 3.
Yeah. 3 to 4 at these open mics. This is the one that last week, did I tell you about it? I got flashed at a minute or 2 minutes. Did I tell you this? Mm-mm. I learned a lot from that one. It's the same mic. Turns out that the host is just not being very careful. He's flashing people kind of as a reminder, wrap it up, you got a minute. Mm-hmm. And I, as you know, I go on knowing my time. I'm very tight on it. And I had 4 prepared that night. And also he wasn't clear about how much time we got. And that was on me for not... I understand now that is... I am the only one who suffers if I don't go up and get in the host's face and say, how much time do I have? And so I was kind of unclear. It felt like people were going a little longer than 3 and whatever. I thought it looked like he was flashing people at 3. He flashed me at what I guess was 2. And I hadn't paid attention to how consistent he was being. And I was videotaping my set or something, had it in my pocket, so I didn't see my own clock. So he flashed me it turns out, because I then, of course, go home and watch tape. He flashed me before 2 minutes, and I panicked because I went, oh, crap. I have 1.5, I have like 1:45 from here left.
Sure, you planned for 4, you said.
Yeah. And a short 4. So I went into this thing of like, I don't know where to cut it off. So I just ended. I ended like a little bit past 2. Totally fine. Nobody minds when you get out early, right? Leave them wanting more. And that had happened to me on Friday. She was being very tight with time. And in fact, that was the best thing that happened, is that host who was subbing for a Friday night gig said to me, wait, it was just getting good. I want to know what happens. And I was like, yeah, you only gave me 2 minutes. And that is, she invited me to a show that feels much more high profile. And I felt like I really got to be good. And this is a big deal. It's my big break in Denver comedy.
So when they flash you, they've got a flashlight in their hands, right?
Yeah,
they just shine it at you. And is that typically when your time is up?
It's when you have a minute.
It's when you have a minute. That's like a 1 minute warning.
It's a 1 minute warning, and then you'll get it at 30 seconds, and then you will get like the double flash. And we're talking iPhones now, and they're just waving it around trying to get your attention, and then you'll get the double flash, like get the fuck off the stage. Anyway, so on me last week, and I learned that I stopped and I went home and wrote notes like don't. Also, I was doing fine. He wasn't going to kick me off the stage. Also, this was a place where there was no physical lights out. So what is he going to do? You know what I mean? It wasn't like at Comedy Works where they will shut your mic off, right? This is all very cash. So I learned from that, like, don't let it throw me. And tonight is crowd work only. And I saw that and I went, I am totally going to go watch that to learn, but there's no way I'm doing crowd work. Because as you know, when I go up for open mic comedy, I am very careful. I know my tight set. I know I am trying to get it word for word. I'm trying to go word for word because I have found out the tightest, fastest way to tell that joke is this number of words in this order. Mm-hmm. Not always true. And that's partly out of my own fear. And then I started thinking about it like, I am actually good at that. It is teaching a classroom of high school students. It is the cold open that you recorded today saying, you think you're such a hard ass, but you just dig being up there on the mic. And part of the reason is because I actually am interested in other people. I am comfortable in my own skin when I treat it like that, when I know it's my classroom. So I did a bunch of research on crowd work. And like tonight on my way down here, I was even thinking, one of the things that the best of the best tell you about is like, you need to find where your hot spots are. That's what you were saying. So pay attention beforehand.
Where the room's warm.
That's right. And and you're going to lead with a topic. And so find where those hot spots are. And I thought, oh my God, I have every tool for this at being a high school teacher. I don't even just have to say, hey, by applause or by show of hands. I have all those tricks of high school teachers like fist to 5. How excited are you about blah, blah, blah? 5 if you really love it, 0 if you hate it. I mean, I can do, that's a high school teacher secret power, maybe, during crowd work. I've never done this before. 4 minutes, you're supposed to be funny.
Sure.
You don't earn any credit if you're not funny, and I'm going to do it.
So in a crowd, you want them to be warm.
This is the only time you want them to heckle.
Okay, and
exactly what you just did right there. That is the key to all of it. Yes, and good job, Andrew.
In one of the previous sets you sent me, there's a clearly noticeable. It's a very distinctive like cackle. Like there's someone in the back who is really getting a kick out of your stuff. Is that something that you, as a comic, you like because you're connecting with someone, or is it off-putting? Does it throw you off your set when you've got everything so tightly choreographed? Does that take your mind away from it all?
Oh, no. I have it tightly choreographed, including hilarious laughter at certain points. That set that I sent you, wasn't that something? That was a person laughing, like cackling at exactly the drop every single moment, every single
so that's a good thing. You
asterisk written in my script. Yeah, except that you then become very aware of where your hot spots are. I mean, especially, again, doing Mama Bear and stuff like that. I mean, I'm very aware of that. Where are my hot spots? Who am I going to get? There's always a person in a crowd like that when I'm doing an hour-long trying to communicate truth to people. There is always somebody that I am in the back of my head going, I'm going to turn them. There's somebody reticent sitting in the audience every time, and part of me is up there in the back of my brain going, challenge right there in that corner. I'm going to make that person laugh or cry before this night is over. Isn't that something? I mean, that's there too. Oh no, God, when somebody's reacting.
Personal challenge you give yourself. Yeah. When you're prepping for this open mic night, where are you looking? Where are you getting advice and wisdom on how to be a better comedian?
Well, first I go and I put into my Google search bar something like best practices, crowd work, comedians advice. I do some long thing like that I think
like an early Googler.
No, I know I didn't used to at all. I really kind of got savvy there for a while and proud of my like laser sharp, fewer terms than necessary Google searching abilities. Like I really would make fun of other people in my life. Like, no, here's how you search that. But nowadays it generally is pretty productive to do it that way again. Are you not feeling that?
I don't know.
I think one of our podcast boys agrees with me on that. The smartest one.
I've started talking to Google like a person.
Okay, right. That's right. You have a Google Home situation.
Like
you have a friend here while you were working at home.
That's right. I have Google Home right there.
So I did that. And I mean, I know for a fact that there will be books in libraries that I can now find online about like actual, how to write a joke and how to do crowd work and, best pamphlet. And I also found a podcast. I found a podcast by... it's called the School of Laughs podcast, and it is a podcast for like comics. And one of the things they did on the podcast, the episode I listened to, which was about crowd work, tips and tricks, they also introduced a new segment at the time. This was 2015 was when this was written, but that's some evergreen content, how to do crowd work.
People have been laughing at the same stuff since the dawn of time. Farts and threes.
The ancient Greeks, that's right. Fart jokes, still funny. So these guys were at the time, they had a segment on this show where they would fix a joke, like a listener could write in with a joke, and it was really cool. So cool.
That's perfect because everyone has one of those things where they're like, I know this is funny. Yeah. Just how do I get there?
And you could see that what they were doing was, it would be like an English. I mean, it's just like you make it shorter, you make it faster, you get to the joke first, and then the way that they were explaining it. I mean, you know what? This is the kind of stuff I do on my own, but I don't usually talk through it with somebody else. But like at the point at which you realize in a joke, now I have to fictionalize this, and I have to say it happened to me today, even though it happened to me when I was 5, because it's funnier that it happened today. Or I mean, I regularly take things that you say and make them punchlines and just go, that's mine now. Thank you very much. But I'm going to anonymize it, make it my own. Right?
Steal it. You're going to plagiarize it.
Stealing, except that if you want to do it, you can have it back. You can have any of your lines back. Any of my friends can have their lives and their lines back if they decide, should they decide to parlay that into stand-up or otherwise.
Fortunately for you, I'll never remember I said it.
No shit. You won't, but you probably wrote it down in a notebook, and I'll have all your notebooks when you die because I will be the one entrusted with creating your estate and memorializing you in a library. One of the things on this comedy podcast, I just loved the simplicity. I think I said it earlier, but they said three things. You have to be comfortable in your own shoes, in your own skin, interested in other people, and okay to jump out of it when it doesn't work. And that will be the key, is okay to just let it go and go, all right, I got another idea, let's go. And not have to fill my 4. Just get on and get off and not worry about it. That's got to be the key. So that's fun. But that's collaborating with other people, which really kind of brings me back to Slack. Let me look at that again. I think the Slack application will be good for us. It will be good, as you said, when we add a person who's going to do some tech for us.
Well, I was thinking about, originally I set this Slack up with the intention of including my clients in here. Because I was thinking...
I see the way you named it is very much that way. Yeah, sure.
But now that I think about it, we're going to have a channel for the podcast where we're shucking and jiving and putting goofy shit. And I don't know if I want that to bleed into my conversations with other people at work. But on the one hand, that's a little frightening. We've talked about this before and how I don't like different parts of my life mixing. But on the other hand, wouldn't that be kind of funny?
Wait, but they won't literally mix, right? You can keep those channels separate. It's not like somebody from your...
They would know that there's someone in this Slack channel named Mrs. Filholm, and sometimes she has a couple drinks, really ties one on, and she posts something in the general channel that was intended for me only.
Like what? Oh, you mean like you can mistakenly send things to people?
Yeah.
That seems like a real failure point that is not advisable.
You've got to.
I like the seeing those that I'm posting this when I tie one on in the middle of the night. It's pretty fine stuff. I'm fine with what I post. Wait. So, like, if you could not make a different complete channel for your work people?
I could make a channel, but they will still see, I think, everyone who's in the organization.
Really?
I suppose. They would know that there's a Mrs. Filholm in there. They may not be able to see what you post in their private channels, but they would know you exist. And if there's a general channel for shucking and jiving, they will get a sense of... They'll get a sense of it.
I mean, really, you're right. What you just said then, okay, then I'm with it. They should get to know me. All of your, can you tell me, OPSEC, can you tell me continent where your clients are based?
Right now, all of my clients are in North America.
North American soil. So, I mean, they'd probably get me and like me, Andrew. I don't see the
You're friends
harm.
with everybody.
Well, we've just talked about where the hell am I going to meet people. For now, it's definitely not going to be online
Could
dating.
Could be in my Slack channel.
Could be your Slack channel.
People are going to pay for admission.
They really might. Where else am I going to meet people?
So a lot of the podcasts we listen to, they all collaborate on Slack. And there are some very exclusive Slack groups if you've got a podcast on a certain network. And then all these people get to shuck and jive together. So the shows start to... intermingle. They talk about one show on another show.
Cross-pollinate.
Right, exactly. Cross-pollination.
Fusion cuisine.
At a certain point, once we're huge, I mean, like today, we could start accepting fans into our Slack channel for a fee.
Oh, sure.
And they could shuck and jive with us.
Well, we've been wondering how to monetize this ish, and I think that really is an example right there, I guess. What's that?
I said, screw the ads. If we really loved our listeners, we just give them the opportunity to give us money in order to be a part.
I can't imagine Slack wouldn't be interested in sponsoring this fledgling podcast in Denver, Colorado, based on that alone. That was some serious opportunity exemplified by Slack. The thing about trying to be funny, nope, I got nothing. I had a thing there. Sorry,
that's the perfect ending to our show. The thing about trying to be funny, nothing. It's a big nothing.
I did have something. Hold on. Was it here? It's still not working for me because I don't quite know where everything is. My own personal podcast notes. Damn it.
I think we should end it right here, and I should say, Mrs. Filholm, do you think we brought the ruckus?
I feel pretty ruckusy. Feeling good?
Good, me too. I thought it was
There
ruckus
was something
full.
I was going to say about being funny, but I lost it, so ding the bell. Bye, Andrew.
Bye, Mrs. Filholm.